Hello, everyone, and welcome to the latest Nitro Cup race. This week's race was at Dover for 200 laps, and I wasn't really too sure how I was going to feel going into this. I felt okay. I went here a couple seasons ago, but that was on a fuel mileage gamble to win. But I usually run decent enough here. But yeah, here we are for the start of the race. Qualified P8, not my best qualifying to say the least. But here we are for the green flag start, and I see a hole to get down into early, but it kind of closes up because the 88 checks up a little bit. But get a nice run through the outside and able just to fall into line here in eighth place. But there's a crash behind involving, I believe, the four car and someone else. I'm not entirely sure, but that will bring out the first caution in almost three entire races. Since lap 40-ish at Martinsville was our last caution, so it's been a while. So we had a quick caution to start off the race, but no pit stops, no one pitted. That is not allowed when a caution comes out on the first lap of a run. But so we got lined up and ready to go again. But going to lap four and started on the inside and just try to get a nice run and a good start. But I get really tight and just poor entry into the turn, but no one hit anybody, and I got loose again and just but still an ace, so everything's like a okay at this point. It's still a long race. I can make up a lot of time and stuff, but yeah, just trying to feel the car out, but it was super loose. Honestly, at this point, lap six, you can see me get super loose again, and this was probably the worst car I have driven in a long time. I get in the wall, the nine gets by, the 43 is looking to get by. He goes low and he just slides up into the turn. It hits me up the track, but he slows up a lot and able to keep eighth. But this car was evil. This car was not very fun to drive at all. Coming to lap 13, and we were actually kind of able to keep it under me for a couple of laps and able to make him move on Libert here for seventh place. But this thing was just one of the worst cars I've driven in a long time. A complete disaster of a car, to be honest, and reversed bubble Libert into the wall there. That was my bad. And I was clear on my screen. My famous last words on my screen. But lap 17, I hit the apron, and you just can see how loose I am. I get even looser and down to the inside wall. I lose a spot to the four. I pull up on the bottom lane, and then the 43 runs into me. I don't know. I'm not really sure what happened there, but jump up the lap 30. You can see I have fallen 7 seconds behind. And reasons like this, when you get that loose off every turn at this point, this car was so bad. I look at that. I'm just sliding everywhere. This thing was evil. I needed to get a pit stop and immediately, but I couldn't pit too early because of the south field windows and stuff work. But yeah, this thing was awful, and I could not wait to pit, and I get into the pits here finally, coming to lap 36, and I couldn't be happier, to say the least, to come out and pit. I tightened this thing up. I threw the entire kitchen sink at it, and I can tell you just after a few laps, lap 40, you can see I'm 10.1 seconds behind, and I can tell you this thing felt so much better. This car felt really, really good. It's still a little loose, but it was so much better. And you'll see, I'm going to jump up to a couple laps later here in a second, but I started running down Jonathan in the 20 in the lead here, so I knew a lot. The car was a lot better. You see, we jump up to lap 47. And you see, I'm 9.6 seconds behind now. I've gained basically half a second this run so far, but obviously at this point in a race, even though I have 150 to go, I really need a caution to get me back into it, I believe. But basically at this point, it's like, well, the car's a lot better. I had a little moment there, but I lost about a lot of the time I gained. But lap 69, we come in the pit again because literally didn't see anyone. That was more that run was just more of a like get back into the game run. But the car was so much better, and basically this entire race now, unless a caution comes out, is just me just trying to get what I can because I'm so far behind at this point, and struggling, not struggling anymore. But the first run hurt me so much. So, but you can see now we starting to see some guys for position. You can see that actually the 88 of TikTok, who was in the top five at the start of the race, actually had a speeding penalty, so he actually ended up behind me at this point. But you can see I was pulling on the 88, who was ahead of me at the start of the race, and I ran down the 43 and the 14 here. So I see sixth place in my sights. The 14 of Hard from Menard, who was KBO5, hit the apron. I was able to go under him into turn one, and will be able to hopefully clear him and pass him into turn two, and I do, and we are set sail to try to get six. And you can see fifth place is only 3 seconds ahead, but Combat here was able to pull away from me a little bit at the end of this run. But I get into the pit road really well. But you can see the 4 of Cameron Bacon has spun, entering the pits, and that will gain us an extra position. And you see Combat's a lot is closer than he was before we hit the pit stop, so that was pretty good. But yeah, my car on the short run was pretty stout to say the least. This thing was moving, so I was really happy with how it was because, like you can see, I'm only 9.3 seconds behind the leader, and I'm fighting Combat Connor for fourth place here. I get my nose just under there. He knows I'm there and able to get under him in 3 and 4 and try to make the pass here. But it can be kind of tricky to pass it over at times if they pinch you well enough. But get a nice run out off turn 4 there, and into turn 1 and 2, I will be able to pass him. I slide up the hill, make him take an awkward line, and able to get a nice exit in turn 2 here to move into fourth place. And we were able to pull away from him. And also at this point, I'm pitting here, but at this point, Jonathan, who dominated the first half of this race, actually got a speeding penalty to choke the lead and honestly probably choked the race away. Very embarrassing by him, but you can see he is actually starting to run me back down, so I knew he was moving. And if you remember last week, I had a little incident with him, and he was not a happy person. So I wasn't going to try to find him too hard, but I get a little tight off turn 2, 4 here in a couple laps here. You see I hit the apron here, and I get tight and kind of parking in front of him, and I was like, I'm just going to let him by at this point. I know he's already mad enough at me for last week, so I'm just going to let him by and not deal with what may or may not happen. So I let him go for fourth. I fall to fifth, but I feel like at this point it's kind of like, yeah, this is probably where I should be at. So after that horrible start, we're coming into the pit for the last time in lap 170 to 171. But after that horrible start of the race, I was able to work my way back up to quite a few positions and stuff. But yeah, at this point we just gotta wait for the pit cycle to cycle through and stuff, get to see where we're gonna end up for this final run. But a couple of lap 183 here, and you can see that we are in P5, and TikTok was actually starting to gain on me quite a bit here, but nothing really happened at the end of the race here at this point for me. So we're just gonna jump up to the end of the race here. Lap 200, Mahu wins again, barely beating Matt Chaffee actually. Apparently Chaffee only finished like a couple car lengths behind him or something, but a really good comeback for me, to be honest. It was a struggle. That first run just set us so far back, and even this last run, I was kind of struggling. Not too sure what happened, but we were able to bring it home in P5, which is a pretty good day, another top 5 run. But obviously, always hoping for a little more and just trying to find that little extra speed that I need to contend for some wins. So, yeah, fifth still not bad. So we actually moved up to second in points after this one. So, yeah. Next week is Michigan, so that should be a wild race because that's basically like a pseudo plate race. So we'll see how that goes. But my home track, so really want to win at my home track. I've never been able to win at Michigan, so hopefully I'm able to do it. So I hope you guys enjoyed it, and yeah, next week's Michigan. If you guys enjoyed it, don't forget to like, subscribe, follow, comment, and you can watch all these Nitro races that I do live on my Twitch channel on Saturday nights, and the Twitch channel is in the description below. So I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll catch you guys in next week for more Nitro. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye!